Blessings, so family, it's Jules, and this is the Activate Evolution podcast channel. And welcome if you are watching this either on YouTube or on the Activate Evolution podcast network. I welcome you, and I am super excited to go into our discussion today. I had this insight come through the other day, and I've been really following it. And it kind of is in direct reflection to a lot of the way that I teach, and that is turning everything inside out. And what does that actually mean? So before we even go into the topic, let's talk a little bit about what it means to turn things inside out. We are designed to live in a matrix of duality. And in that, we will hook into frequencies outside of ourselves in order to identify who it is that we are. So we can even imagine just growing up and going through school, the way your parents taught you, how you find information, how you talk to friends in order to reflect on what is the best decision for you. And there's nothing wrong with any of this, but if it's done from a frequency where we are matching a frequency outside of ourselves in order to identify, then we are identifying within the matrix itself. The truth is that we are designed to be an expression, not reflection. We can use reflection to move it into the divine frequency. And that's how we can elevate in a level of consciousness and bring in an awareness that wasn't there before until we reach the level of consciousness from which we were created. So really think about that. If we were created through creation itself, then it only makes sense that we have the ability to reach the level of consciousness from which we were created, divine perfection. And that design, that information is in our divine technology or our DNA. When we have the ability to move into expression of this technology, we release the need for reflection in order to identify who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. So let's go ahead and move back into the really fun topic based on everything that I just said of something that came through for me. I'm not asking for you to agree with this. All I'm doing is inviting you into a reality where this is or possibly be true. If we are created in creation's frequency or from that level of consciousness, we are the creators. We hear all the time that we are the creators of our reality. So right now, if we are taking in information through reflection, we are the very creators of the matrix. You hear a lot of times that we blame others or we blame dark forces for creating the matrix system. If we are truly the creators, why are we blaming? Why would we not just take back our power and start creating through the technology that we were literally gifted with? Nobody can take that away, you guys. If we are creating a reality, we are also the ones that are creating a reality that is being taken away from us. You are that powerful. And when we have more than one person choosing a reality together, that reality amplifies tenfold. There are different places that we can look at how this is true, but the one that I was moving into that I just thought was really fascinating was that right now we're in a lot of planetary shifts where it's bringing in a lot of beautiful energies for awakening. If we are the creators of our reality, are the planets awakening us? Or are we in a frequency where maybe we're not fully aware of it yet, but we're creating planetary shifts because this is where we are. This is where we are as creator beings, is that we are creating a reality that matches the frequency of our own awakenings. So which is true? Are the planets controlling us? Or is it because we are the master creators of reality that we are creating planetary alignments to match that frequency? Now take that and put it to every other part of your life. What is true for you? Where are you choosing to be a victim? Where are you choosing to write off how you're feeling, the way you're thinking, because of something outside of yourself? It's time to own up, you guys. It is time to own up and be the master creators that you are here to be. Really, it's so easy to get sucked in to the story of the awakening itself and not actually step into the creation of what it is to be the awakening. So just take a moment and look at your life right now where you're writing something off or minimizing your responsibility in something because of something outside of yourself, either a story, the planetary alignments, that there's evil forces. I'm just going to let you think about that. Because if you are the creator and the creation of reality, why would you choose that? So in this moment, I want to invite you into choosing to move back into the heart space. Really fine tune yourself, fine tune your reality to the divine frequency, and then follow that. Because the truth is, as we elevate in consciousness, we will start to fine tune the way we make choices and really start to gamify reality to match the frequency of how high we can actually connect in to that divine intelligence. And that's going to be different for all of us because we are all on our own path of awakening. But we all have the ability to reach the level of consciousness from which we were created. It's time to put down the story. It's time to put down the duality of good and evil, because what is that actually reflecting? It's reflecting the ego mind and the divine mind. That's all that it is. And if we can take responsibility for that and really start to fine tune to the intelligence that is downloaded in our very DNA, and we can start to move into the expression of that, reality changes. Scientifically proven. What you focus on becomes real. Just think if everybody that you know chose to come together and focus on all of the things that are going right, and that by focusing on all the things that are going right, they get bigger. Guess what? You're going to get more of that, especially when you're doing it with others. And that's just a simple way that we can see what we focus on is actually what's being created. We can take that and amplify it tenfold in creating experiences that are so beyond our mind that we would be shocked what we're able to create. Honestly, that's what I want to invite you into. Is what are you focusing on? What are you agreeing to? And why are you agreeing to it? And is there somewhere in your life that it's time to take back responsibility, stop playing the victim, and really master what it is to be in the creator frequency? And we do that by listening to hear. When we hear things in our reality, we'll know if we really tune in whether or not that is true on a DNA level. Because there's going to be so many different levels of truth depending on what frequency we're holding. Because in one reality, it's going to be very true for people that there's good and evil. I'm not saying that that's not true, but what I am saying is that there is a frequency where it's not. Because the frequency of your divine design, evil does not exist. So if you are experiencing that duality, it only means that you've agreed to resonating in a frequency where that is in your reality. It doesn't mean that we go into resistance of what it is that we're seeing. We can use reality to receive information so we know where in our lives we need to fine tune and shift things back into the divine frequency. So moving back into the topic of, are we controlling the planets? Are the planets controlling us? If you are using the energetics of anything that's outside of yourself, and it is not fine tuning that divine frequency inside of you, it's time to turn it inside out. You are the one that is in the driver's seat of your creation. Now just recognize, is it the ego that's driving? Or is it that beautiful frequency inside of you that is directly connected to divine intelligence? It's either this or it's this. All you have to do is fine tune, what am I agreeing to? And if I am agreeing to a frequency that's not the divine, it's time to turn it inside out, meaning look at it, what it is on the outside of you, receive the information, bring it into your heart space, and then bring it into the expression of the divine. That's how we can use reflection to amplify our ascension, because it's always an opportunity when we see something or feel something that's out of resonance with that frequency, that we bring it back into attunement or in tune with the frequency. All I'm saying is it's time to look into your life. Decide, where am I a victim of my reality? See that, turn it inside out, and start to fine tune it to the creation within you. Invite the divine frequency into your heart space and let that guide you into a reality that is possible. I'm sending you all so much love as you self-discover in this beautiful way of using the inside out to rediscover reality in a frequency that you didn't even think was possible. Really sit with that. I really hope that after you turn this off, that you'll just take a moment and to connect to the divine within you and really be honest. Where am I playing small? Because I'm using the matrix or outside reality to stay small because of fear, humiliation, whatever it is. We can be in fear and choose it anyways. To choose something that we can't see, that isn't on solid ground, that doesn't have the step-by-step and doesn't have a guarantee at the end of it, is to choose a reality that hasn't been created. That is how we create the very reality that we think we want. But it ends up being so much better than what we thought. Big hugs to you all. So much love. And between now and when we meet again, tap into your heart space and live to your highest potential.